Everyone, do you think the refrigerator always keeps food fresh? Most of us believe that anything placed in the refrigerator will stay safer, fresher, and healthier. We put vegetables, fruit, bread, garlic, onions, and even honey inside without thinking too much. We believe cold temperature protects everything. But that is not always true. Some foods actually lose their flavor, texture, nutrients, and natural benefits when they are stored in the refrigerator. Some foods become soft and watery. Some lose important antioxidants. Some grow mold more easily because of moisture. And some foods may even create harmful substances when they are cooked after being stored the wrong way. Today, I want to share 7 common foods you should not keep in the refrigerator. Plus 1 bonus food at the end. These are ordinary foods many families use every day. Potatoes, onions, garlic, tomatoes, cucumbers, bananas, bread, and honey. If you store them correctly, you can protect their taste, their nutrition, and your family's health. The first food is potatoes. Many people buy potatoes and immediately put them in the refrigerator because they think cold temperature will keep them fresh longer. But potatoes do not like extreme cold. Potatoes grow underground, where the temperature is cool but not freezing cold. A refrigerator is much colder than the natural environment potatoes are used to. When potatoes are stored in a cold place, their starch begins to change into sugar. This may not sound serious at first, but the real problem appears when you cook them at high temperatures. If you fry, roast, or bake cold stored potatoes, the extra sugar can react with amino acids and create acrylamide. Acrylamide can form when starchy foods are cooked at high heat. The darker and more burned the potato becomes, the more careful you should be. This does not mean you can never eat potatoes. It means you should store and cook them the right way. The best place for potatoes is a cool, dark, dry, and well-ventilated area. Put them in a paper bag, a cardboard box, or wrap them loosely in newspaper. Keep them away from direct sunlight. If potatoes turn green, cut those parts away deeply or throw them out. The second food is onions. Onions are used in soups, stews, stir-fries, salads, sauces, and almost every home-cooked meal. Because onions are so common, many people store them in the refrigerator without thinking. But whole onions should not be stored in the refrigerator. The reason is moisture. Onions need a dry and airy environment. The refrigerator is cold, but it is also humid. When onions absorb moisture, they become soft, slimy, and more likely to grow mold. Sometimes the outside still looks normal, but when you peel the onion, the inside may already be wet, slippery, or spoiled. Moldy onions can irritate the stomach and may cause digestive discomfort. They also lose their fresh smell and sharp flavor. The correct way to store whole onions is simple. Keep the skin on, put them in a basket, mesh bag, or open container where air can circulate. Store them in a cool, dry place away from sunlight. Do not store onions right next to potatoes. Onions and potatoes can affect each other and make spoilage happen faster. If possible, keep them separated. There is one exception. If the onion has already been cut or peeled, then it should be placed in an airtight container and stored in the refrigerator. But even then, you should use it as soon as possible. The third food is garlic. Garlic is powerful, flavorful, and widely used for health. Many people believe eating garlic supports immunity, circulation, and digestion, but if garlic is stored incorrectly, it can lose much of its natural value. Whole garlic with the skin on should not be stored in the refrigerator. Like onions, garlic needs a dry, ventilated place. If whole garlic sits in a cold and moist refrigerator for too long, it can sprout, soften, or become moldy. Peeled garlic needs even more care. Once garlic is peeled, it is exposed to air and moisture. If you keep peeled garlic in the refrigerator for too long, it can become sticky, soft, and unpleasant. Its important compound, allicin, can also decline. Allicin is one reason garlic is considered useful for health. If you buy whole garlic, store it in a mesh bag, basket, or open container in a cool and well-ventilated area. If you buy peeled garlic, use it quickly. For longer storage, divide it into small portions and freeze it. You can chop, slice, or crush it before freezing, depending on how you usually cook. When you need garlic, take out only a small amount and use it directly. The fourth food is tomatoes. Tomatoes look like they belong in the refrigerator because they are juicy and soft. Many people buy tomatoes, put them in the vegetable drawer, and believe they are protecting them. But tomatoes are one of the foods that lose a lot of quality in the refrigerator. Tomatoes continue to ripen after being picked. During this ripening process, their color becomes deeper. Their sweetness improves, and their natural aroma develops. But cold temperature slows or stops this process. When tomatoes are placed in the refrigerator before they are fully ripe, they often become dull, watery, and less flavorful. Their texture can turn mealy. Their smell becomes weaker. The tomato may still look red on the outside, but the fresh taste is not the same. Tomatoes are also valued for lycopene, a powerful antioxidant. To get the best from tomatoes, they should be allowed to ripen naturally at room temperature. If the tomatoes are not fully ripe, keep them at room temperature in a ventilated place. Do not put them in direct sunlight for too long. Let them slowly turn red and fragrant. If the tomatoes are fully ripe and you cannot eat them right away, you may refrigerate them for a short time. Before eating, take them out and let them return closer to room temperature so the flavor improves. For better lycopene absorption, tomatoes can also be cooked with a little olive oil. Raw tomatoes are refreshing and provide vitamin C, while cooked tomatoes can help the body absorb more lycopene. The fifth food is cucumbers. Cucumbers are fresh, light, and often eaten in salads, cold soups, side dishes, or as a healthy snack. Because cucumbers feel cool and watery, many people naturally store them in the refrigerator. But cucumbers are sensitive to cold. Cucumbers originally come from warm climates. When they are kept in very cold temperatures, their cells can be damaged. This is why cucumbers sometimes become soft, watery, slimy, or lose their crunch after sitting in the refrigerator. You may have seen this before. A cucumber looks fine when you buy it, but after a few days in the refrigerator, it becomes weak, wet, and mushy inside. The better way is to store cucumbers in a cool area, not an extremely cold one. Wrap them loosely in newspaper or a paper towel to reduce moisture. Keep them dry and use them within a few days. Cucumbers are not a food that should be stored for a very long time. If the cucumber is already cut, then place it in an airtight container in the refrigerator and eat it quickly, preferably within 1 or 2 days. The sixth food is bananas. Bananas are easy to eat, soft, sweet, and convenient for children, older adults, and busy people, but bananas should not be placed in the refrigerator before they are ripe. Bananas grow in warm tropical climates. They are not built for cold storage. When bananas are placed in the refrigerator, the peel often turns black. Many people think only the skin has changed, but the cold also affects the ripening process and the quality inside. If an unripe banana is placed in the refrigerator, it may stop ripening properly. The peel may darken, but the inside may stay firm, bland, or less sweet. The natural process that turns starch into sugar is interrupted. The best way to store bananas is at room temperature. Let them ripen naturally. When the peel becomes yellow with small brown spots, the banana is usually sweeter and easier to digest. If bananas ripen too quickly, peel the bananas, cut them into pieces, and freeze them. Frozen bananas are excellent for smoothies, oatmeal, or healthy desserts. You can also wrap the banana stems to slow ripening. Hanging bananas can reduce bruising. The seventh food is bread. Many people keep bread in the refrigerator because they worry about mold. This seems logical, but it creates another problem. Bread becomes stale much faster in the refrigerator. Bread contains starch. When bread is kept at refrigerator temperature, the starch changes structure and pushes out moisture. This makes the bread dry, hard, and less pleasant to eat. The bread may not be moldy, but it becomes tough and tasteless. If you plan to eat bread within 2 or 3 days, keep it at room temperature in a sealed bag or container. Keep it away from heat and moisture. Do not leave it open to the air. If you want to store bread for longer, freeze it. Slice it first if possible. Wrap the slices well so they do not absorb freezer smells. When you want to eat it, toast it directly from frozen. This helps the outside become crisp while the inside stays soft. Now here is the bonus food, honey. Honey is one of the most amazing natural foods. Many people believe honey must be refrigerated after opening, but that is not necessary. In fact, the refrigerator can make honey harder to use. When honey is stored in the refrigerator, it can crystallize and become thick, grainy, or hard. This does not always mean the honey is spoiled, but it makes it difficult to scoop and mix. Honey should be stored in an airtight container at room temperature. Keep it in a cool, dark cupboard away from direct sunlight. Always use a clean, dry spoon. Water is one of the things that can reduce honey's quality, so do not let moisture enter the jar. If honey has already crystallized, do not throw it away. Place the jar in warm water for a few minutes and stir gently. Do not microwave it, because high heat can damage the natural enzymes and aroma of honey. So let us review the 8 foods again. Do not keep potatoes in the refrigerator. Store them in a dark, cool, dry place. Do not keep whole onions in the refrigerator. Keep them dry, airy, and away from potatoes. Do not keep whole garlic in the refrigerator. Store it in a ventilated place. And freeze peeled garlic if you need longer storage. Do not refrigerate unripe tomatoes. Let them ripen at room temperature for better flavor and nutrition. Do not keep cucumbers too cold for too long. Store them cool, dry, and use them quickly. Do not refrigerate unripe bananas. Let them ripen naturally, and freeze peeled bananas if needed. Do not store bread in the refrigerator. Keep it at room temperature for short use, or freeze it for longer storage. And do not store honey in the refrigerator. Keep it sealed at room temperature in a dark cupboard. These are small habits, but small habits repeated every day can protect your health. You do not always need expensive supplements or complicated diets. Sometimes, better health begins with simple changes in the kitchen. Open your refrigerator today. Look carefully. If you see potatoes, onions, garlic, tomatoes, cucumbers, bananas, bread, or honey inside, take a moment to store them correctly. Food is not just something we eat. Food is something that supports our body, our energy, our digestion, and our family's daily life. When we respect food, store it properly, and prepare it wisely, we protect the people we love. Thank you for watching. I hope today's information helps you make safer and healthier choices at home. Please share this with your family and friends, especially older parents who may keep many foods in the refrigerator out of habit. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you again in the next video.